Hello, 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 and welcome back to the What We Said podcast. Happy Friday. I need to burp. Okay, thank you for holding space for my burp. I appreciate it so much. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. I hope you're feeling grateful. I hope you're feeling full. And
sorry for crying the entire time last episode.
Yeah.
I could not hold it together.
I did have vulnerability hangover after that episode.
Same.
I was feeling very weak.
Especially for our YouTube listeners or watchers, I'm just like, wow, you just saw us ugly cry for an hour. When will it end?
No.
When will we be able to hold our emotions
Probably when
together?
we accept them and hold space for them.
Hold space for them. I don't really know all the lore with that. I know a little bit, but I don't know all
either. I think it's, well, I know it's the Wicked cast. They were doing an interview and she was like, I've been seeing people holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. And she's like, really? And then she's like, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen people do that. She's like, I didn't know they were doing that. And it's just, I don't think anyone really knows.
Everyone's like, what's happening?
Yeah. What does that mean?
That is so funny.
But I did hear a clip and I also was like, okay, I actually know what they mean by holding space because it is very inspiring. I need to see that movie immediately.
I need to see it immediately.
We should go together. So good.
Oh, I want to see it so bad. Whenever movies now we're so spoiled with streaming services that if a movie's at the actual theater, I'm like, I have to go to an actual theater.
Yeah.
Just put it on Netflix or Hulu or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready. I'm so excited to see it. Still haven't, but I can't wait. I just know it's going to be amazing.
I know. The music is just going to be, I've already been singing it. Just because I've been seeing people sing it.
I was singing Defying Gravity all day. I'm like, I'm obsessed.
Popular.
So good.
Well, we just got back a bit ago from a little Friendsgiving, couple days in Lake Arrowhead. It was so fun. It was way too short.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been a day longer. I always think that about when you only go for 2 nights. But maybe that's the best
magic. That's the best kind of trip, though.
Wanting more.
Mm-hmm. You're not like, okay, we're ready to go home. It's like, yeah, you left feeling like you wanted a little bit more.
Yeah.
You could have gone one more day. I think that's a better feeling than being like, okay, it's good. We're done.
Yeah, that actually is the worst feeling when you're somewhere a day too long and you're just like, get me home. Yeah, it was so fun. We had Danny and Chase basically did everything, planned it. Chase cooked us our Friendsgiving meal. It was so good. And we took lots of photos. And what else would we possibly want to be doing?
Yeah.
We just hung out with the kiddos. It was the first trip. Danny posted that I think on her story. She's like, this is our first, we've traveled so many times, just the 4 of us, since this was the first time we've brought even the boys, like the whole fam.
Yeah.
And
we've done a lot of girls trips in the past.
Yeah.
But this was the first like family one.
Yeah, it was so fun.
It was really fun.
See just like the kids running around together, the mayhem of it. And I love it.
I know. It's fun to just be in this chapter of life, you know? Just all the kids, like Leif and I were talking about how it's almost comforting or something when there's just kids running around and they're bonking their heads and they're crying, but it's just like the chaos of it is very, I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun to be around kids, especially during this time of year. Just so much magic and nostalgia and
so pure.
It's fun to be like making these memories now where you're planning them.
Yeah.
It's so weird to be the one that's planning the trip and everything.
Yeah.
Someone commented that on my TikTok. They're like, it blows my mind that I'm an adult now and like I am the one who's in charge of these trips and memories. And I'm like, yes, I feel the same way. But it was perfect.
I know. It was so fun. Very soul filling in multiple ways.
Fun to be in the mountains too.
Yeah.
Just a little change of scenery.
We ate literally and we ate spiritually.
And we ate metaphorically.
Yeah. In every way we ate. Photos, the fits.
Chase is an amazing cook. And he made us legitimately the feast of a lifetime, you guys. Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
How do you do that in one day?
When he said he would do the Friendsgiving meal, like I was just, not that I had low expectations, but like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
No.
It wasn't like homemade biscuits.
Like a turkey. I was thinking
potatoes.
Like a turkey and maybe a stuffing.
Yeah. He went all out and...
I dream about that green bean casserole.
It was so good. Everything was so good. Genuinely. Like,
delicious.
Amazing food, great vibes. Yeah, super fun. That video of Elwood and Benny touching hands and just like grabbing each other's hands and fingers.
I'll cry right now.
Is the cutest, sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life. Chelsea and I were genuinely sobbing. As
watching it in real life. Yeah.
Chelsea was recording and I was like watching her record it because Benny was on my lap. And both of our eyes just well up with tears. They were both being so gentle with each other, just touching each other's hands. And we're like, wow.
Because it's one thing when they're just being funny and interacting and they're, you know, grabbing or, you know, one of them's bonking the other one in the head, you know. But they were being so sweet, so gentle, just like, feeling each other's hands.
It was so sweet and cute.
It was a full circle moment of like, oh my gosh, those are always the moments of how is this my life?
How? I know.
I
was
remember
so sweet.
My mom used to, now that I'm a mom, I remember moments of my mom staring at me when I was just being silly or weird or like just goofy. And her just staring at me and being like, why are you looking at me like that? And her being like, I just like can't believe you're my daughter.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what the freak are you talking about? Like, that makes no sense. Of course I'm your daughter. This is it to your little kid mind. And now I just get it. I just stare at Case and Elwood and I'm like, how are you my sons?
I know.
How is this happening? Like, when they were doing that, I was like, how are these our kids?
I know. I had that same thought when I actually had the same thought on my way over here because I was just thinking the older that Benny gets and just like when I stare at her and just look at her, I'm just so in awe of like that she is my child and just I'll tell her like, you are the cutest thing in the world or thing. And I recall same thing. I remember my mom saying that like I would get dressed up for a dance or something. My mom would be like, you look so adorable. And like, I'm just thinking of, oh my gosh, when it's your kid, you're just so obsessed with them.
Yes.
And also, I remember when I was pregnant, I was talking to Kemper one time. I can't remember what we were talking about, but I was saying like, oh my gosh, I get it now because when my parents would come to any of our live shows, like my mom would be just like, I am so in awe. Like, I'm so proud. And I'd be like, oh yeah. Like, and then now I'm like, oh my gosh, if Benny was doing anything, like it could be the smallest thing, but even to do something like that and to be like, yeah, you're doing that. Like I understand the pride that parents feel where it's just like, I'm so proud of you for even doing the simplest, even when Benny rolls over or something. I'm like, oh, she learned it. Like she is a genius baby. It's just so, it's so crazy.
Know. That's how I felt even when Case will order his own food. Like, can I please have a chocolate milk? And I'm like, that's my son. That's my son right there.
He just ate with that.
Yeah.
I know. It's so special.
It is so cute. It's so crazy. Mostly because, you know, it's not a doubt, but you think about, at least I think about how in the world was that growing inside of me?
I don't get it.
And now it has its own mind.
No, it's so
and now
crazy.
it can think and talk and do amazing things. And it's learning.
I know.
And it is so crazy. Like just the circle of life.
It really is. I sometimes feel, I don't know if this is a normal feeling, but I sometimes feel very disassociated from the fact that I was ever pregnant and that actually happened. Is that normal or do you think it's because of my infertility? Like no. I literally am like, sometimes I almost disassociate so much that I can't even, I not that I can't remember, but I'm like, that can't be real, right? Like that actually happened.
I don't know to what extent. I was going to say maybe to the extreme, maybe because of infertility, but I definitely think that being like, wait, what? How are you in me? Like, how did that happen? And like looking at my stomach, I'm like, wait, how was it like literally this big?
How am I this snatched?
Yeah. Well, yeah, not like that. But like,
kidding.
How was this? I just remember looking down at my very 9-month pregnant stomach and being like, was there ever a before to this?
No. And you can't imagine an after either.
Yeah.
We were walking at the mall the other day and I just told Leif, wow, when I was in the throes of postpartum, like when I just was, a week out recovering and then I had my infection, I was convinced that would just be my life, my new life. Like it was so hard for me to imagine going to a mall and like comfortably walking around for an hour. That would have made me want to die. And I'm just like, okay, that's good to know. Yeah. It's good to know that things get better.
Yes.
And like healing happens. But I do feel very disassociated from pregnancy at this point. Like I almost, again, like I can totally remember it, but it is so hard for me to believe that whole thing happened. Like I did IVF, it worked. I actually gave birth and now she's here. Like sometimes I'm just like, what?
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't articulate how unreal it seems to me.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't know if it's normal. I really don't.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know what you're feeling, but I think to an extent it's normal to be disassociated from your pregnancy of like, wait, okay, I don't remember really.
Yeah.
Like I can't picture it now. And I think maybe, I know part of it is like was I really that sick? Like, was it really that bad?
Yeah.
Did my tailbone really hurt that bad? Like, did I really feel them? Mm-hmm. And that is so nature's way of keeping the population going.
Leif today said, I see how people like want more kids. Like I totally see it now. And I'm like, and let's slow down there. Yeah. What do you mean? He was just looking at old pictures of Benny and like old videos. And he's like, it's just so crazy that we'll never get that back. Like just when she was so tiny and just like a little chunk. And he was, just basically saying like, it's not that you need like a new one, but just
the addiction to it.
Like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
it's crazy.
I have been, trying to be real with myself because I do not want another kid soon. But I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I was like, I could see the path that Ballerina Farm took of just like me becoming addicted to this cycle of, even though I was so sick, it's just like, because you're doing something so amazing, you're literally like giving birth and like bringing life. Yeah, it's so fulfilling. It's so like I have the fondest, even though it's so hard, I just have like this warm, fond feeling, remembering if something comes up and it reminds me of like being postpartum or being like really pregnant or, like a smell or something. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, so sweet. And I could see wanting to just do that for the rest of my life. Like just like keep having babies, but it not in the way, not in reality, not like, oh, I just want 1 million kids. It's like, I love that process.
Just the process of it.
Yes. I could see how the last time I do it, whenever that is,
you'd be kind of sad.
I would be so sad. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I never get this experience again. Not I need so many children in my life, but the process of it more so.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And when they hit that, when they're getting older and they hit that like 10-month mark, they're just
so cute.
So cute. And they're getting this personality and you got to watch it. Like you got to be on baby watch for me around 10 months where it's just like, remind me please how sick I was. Like, and it's just, they're just so cute that you're like, oh my gosh, like, should we just,
I know.
one?
I literally last week, I was like, it will be years before I revisit this situation. And like
this
literally, this week I'm like, and I'm pregnant now. No,
like,
we can only wish.
My appointment.
No, but like there is this part of me where I'm like, do I just hammer it out?
I know that's like, the question. That's the mystery of life,
and not for like almost just for the sake of everyone. It's like let's just do like the whole IVF thing again. Just like let's just get it done. And give her a sibling, and
I could see that,
and like then that's maybe it. Like I don't know how many kids I even want. I don't know. I do. The only thing I feel like is that I would love for her to have a sibling.
Yeah, just take it one kid at a time.
Yes,
I feel like you'll know.
Maybe I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how I'll feel, but like I would like to have one more at some point. But I really go back and forth. But truly, like. I really want to wait until I'm more. You are
still
healed.
Pretty postpartum,
Yeah. I'm not being serious about like really, really soon. But when I like after I had her,
it's a canon event.
I was like, it will be years.
Cannot interfere.
Like, it will be years and years for sure. That's what I thought. And I'm like, and no one's talking me into this like 1.5 year age gap or something. I'm like, no, like it will be years before and now I'm like, I see the appeal of just like boom, boom, let's just do it. But now that I'm talking about it, I'm like,
yeah.
No,
and obviously yours is layered because of the infertility and the IVF too. But I do feel like it is a canon event. Like I said the same exact thing, like right after case. I'm like, dude, who knows? This could. I would be so happy with just one. Like I do not for years. Like I do not want to be doing this again.
And then just one day, you're like, I'm ready.
Yeah, and then one day, like 1.5 years after, it's like, okay, you know what? Actually, I've completely changed my mind. Actually, there was a burn. There was a bit of a slow burn. It wasn't like, I do not want another kid. And then the next day, it was a bit of a slow burn, being like, I think I could be ready soon. And like, I definitely want another one.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it's still very complicated.
With the IVF thing, it's like, you really got to be sure. Cause like, well, I guess it's not guaranteed I guess it's not. But I feel like when you're trying sometimes, which again, it can happen fast, it can happen slow. But I feel like there's a little more like, okay, we're ready to start trying. But with IVF, it's like, are you ready or not? Because it's implanting in a week. So
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's like a little bit more like definitive. But again, it's not guaranteed. So my first transfer failed. It's not like, but it's safe to say like you would probably be pregnant within a few months, likely. Yeah. So I don't know.
It's
it's a whole thing.
You just never know.
But that is another layer of like, if you don't know how long it's going to take and you're like, exactly. Yeah, I think we're ready. And then it happens first time, 10th try. It's just like, you do not know if it's going to take a year or that day. Yeah. So it is kind of always a toss up.
Yeah. And with each kid, you never know. It's like your first one, you really don't know. Yeah. Your second one, you think you have an idea, but you still really don't know. Like it could be, you could have gone pregnant super fast and then it takes you a while. Like you just literally never know.
You don't know.
And it's kind of daunting sometimes getting into that, but I'm looking forward to a sibling for Benny someday.
Me too.
That will be
one day.
So cute and so fun. Yeah. We are going to jump into an ad to talk about Gatorade. I was so excited when this was brought to the table. I love Gatorade. I've loved it ever since I was little. It was something I craved so much in my pregnancy as well. And now they have the hydration booster from Gatorade. It's so good. It's delicious. And I've also got Nick hooked on these. The Gatorade Hydration Booster has electrolyte levels that are suitable for all day, always on hydration, so that you can enjoy this product throughout the entire day. I would have killed for this when I was pregnant.
It tastes so good. It's so hydrating, and it has a lot less sodium than other competitors. I think it has like half the amount of sodium as Liquid IV, which is really nice because sometimes when you want that hydration and those electrolytes, that comes along with a lot of sodium in other cases.
The advanced blend of electrolytes from watermelon, sea salt, and other sodium and potassium salts make it taste so good. It does taste like a watermelon treat. It's so delicious, so hydrating.
They have a lot of good flavors. The strawberry watermelon is like the one that I'm fixated on at the moment. They have other really good ones though. They have like a tropical mango one, a citrus berry, and they're all delish. The hydration booster contains 30 calories and 5 grams of sugar versus Liquid IV, which contains 45 calories and 11 grams of sugar. So I do like that it's lower sugar as well. It's packed with essential vitamins backed by Gatorade super science experts. There's no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or added color. It helps keep you at your best no matter what the day throws at you. And this product is for everyone. It's not just for athletes. It could be for a mom with a lot on her to-do list. I love putting this in my water bottle with some ice, shaking it up or frothing it, whatever, and going on my way. So put your water to work with Gatorade Hydration Booster. It's delicious. Thank us later.
We are going to jump into an ad to talk about Posh Peanut. I am such a Posh Peanut fan. I love going to bed in a matching PJ set. There's just something about it that just elevates the whole experience. And I just recently got a really cute blue pair. I just showed it on one of my vlogs from Posh Peanut. It's like a blue pointel set, like long sleeve, has the button ups. It's so, so cute and so comfortable. I mean, I would expect nothing less from Posh Peanut because I also have lots of pajamas for the boys from Posh Peanut. They have the cutest prints and patterns. Mostly dinosaurs at our house, mostly dinosaur prints, cars, things like that. They look so cute in them. And the best thing about Posh Peanut is they are so stretchy and so, so soft.
Their pieces are made with ridiculously soft viscose from bamboo that stays soft even after you wash them over and over again. And their high quality fabric is 4 times stretchier than cotton, so it grows with your child. It is also breathable and chemical free, which means they're delicate on your baby's sensitive skin. There's nothing better than a baby in pajamas, truly, and especially when they're so soft and stretchy. It is just the best. Posh Peanut is made for infants and kids, but they also have sizing for mom and dads, like Chelsea mentioned, if you want the whole family to match. And if you're not a parent, consider this the perfect gift idea for any little one. They also have fun prints of different brands like Hot Wheels, Disney, Hello Kitty, and Barbie. So you know the kids are going to love them. And Posh Peanut is loved by over 1 million parents and also adored by all your favorite celebrities and influencers. We can't say their names, but if you know, you know. Right now, Posh Peanut is offering our listeners 20% off your first order with promo code What We Said. Go to poshpeanut.com/whatwesaid and use promo code What We Said for 20% off your first order. That is poshpeanut.com/whatwesaid, promo code What We Said.
Anyways.
I know. I was about to be like, she'll be the best sister. Literally is so little. Like, it's so
she
funny.
Will, though.
It's so funny how you're just like.
You just know them.
Yeah. You're like, well, she's going to be perfect. Like,
yeah.
And she's so little that she doesn't talk or do anything. But I'm like, you're perfect.
Yeah. I know.
I am obsessed with her more and more. I'm really excited for that stage that you're talking about when she even has more of a personality because I'm already sensing a little bit of a personality.
It happens so fast.
Oh my gosh, I want to eat you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm obsessed.
I know. And people, a positive just wait that I've said before is like, just wait until they can talk to you and say the sweetest things. Like, wait till they call you mama. When you are actually being called mama, it is so just melts your heart and makes you just want to literally eat them up. Like, I want to eat you. Like, I always say that to Case. I'm like, can I eat you? Like, I want to smash you up and eat you. Like, I want to smush you into a ball.
I know.
He's like, no. So scared. No, I'm just kidding.
What he said at the Thanksgiving dinner or Friendsgiving dinner is forever.
I know.
I was not okay.
No.
That was unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. He's so sweet. He really is. Like, and he's like his mama. He likes to talk. And when they're learning how to talk to, and you can just tell when they level up. Like, he'll wake up from a nap and I'm like, you just leveled up. Like, your brain is working so fast. He's like trying to think of all these things and asking all these questions that I don't even know the answer to. But we were at Friendsgiving and we were like, hey, everyone go around, say what you're thankful for. And we went around and then it got to, I think, Nick was sitting by Case and I was nursing Elwood like on the stairs. So I'm like watching this from far away. And he was like, they're like, okay, Case, what are you thankful for? And he goes, well, also right now, I am not looking forward to the day he figures out that it's 4 and not 2. Like, if he says, oh, like this cookie is for you, he'll say this cookie's to you.
So cute.
So he was like, I'm thankful to you, Dada. And I instantly lost it. Like, I instantly was like, oh my gosh, that is the cutest, the sweetest
like
way that he
kind
said
of comprehends, it. Like, I mean, he probably doesn't really
He was like
understand.
looking around at first like, I'm thankful to you, Dada.
All of us were like, oh, that's so cute.
Like, we did not train him to say that. But it was just so cute. He gets it. Like, he does. He comprehends things and he knows like what things mean and the weight that they hold. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
It's so cute.
And one day, it's like we're talking about, like, one day that's gonna be Benny.
I know. The way he says Benny is really also just I can't. It's so adorable. So it's so cute hearing kids or like her cousins or anyone say baby Benny, like in their little kid voice. Yeah. Can I hold baby Benny? I'm like, I am actually going to sob.
So cute.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's been a fun, like, I feel like this time of year is just so family oriented that it's been fun to just have her, you know, be around other kids and stuff.
Memories,
yeah. It's just sweet. Speaking of holidays.
Yeah.
We are going to do some holiday themed.
Oh, me, as if I don't know. I'm like, yeah.
We're going to do some holiday themed advice today. A few listener write-ins of some things that you're wanting advice on. You came to the right place. I can start.
Okay, I am ready.
Okay. I need help hosting my in-laws, ... again. My husband, 27, and male, and I, 23, female, have been married for 4 years. Last year, I decided over the summer to announce that we wanted to invite everyone to Thanksgiving dinner. My husband and I live in a 2-bedroom apartment apartment in Phoenix, Arizona. Our plan from the beginning was that his brother would crash at our place and everyone else living with parents or married would stay in a hotel. The plan for the dinner is we reserved our church building, LDS lore, and we were going to set up there. This is not what ended up happening. The week of Thanksgiving, I'm at work. She's an elementary school teacher. When I get a text from my father-in-law asking where I was and why I wasn't answering the door. Confused because this is a whole day and a half before they were supposed to arrive, I say I'm at work teaching. He says, no problem, they'll use the spare key and get situated. Huh? Trying to remain calm, I finished teaching and call my husband on the drive home. Apparently, they decided to take the kids out of school early and take off an extra day of work to show up early. They never bothered letting us know in advance. Furthermore, due to the increased cost of this is in quotes. Due to the increased cost of having to eat out and take off more work, they decided to save money, cancel their hotels, and crash with us.
Stop.
Which they assumed was fine because you both stay with us every time you come into town. We are invited, and there's only 2 people. We now have a total of 9 people staying in our 2-bedroom apartment. I walk into my apartment already overstimulated from a day of wrangling 30 excited kiddos to my home covered in luggage, TV blaring, everyone's phone is on and playing out loud.
Stop.
Shoes on my new couch.
Stop.
A horror film. Fingerprints of candle wax from my Scentsy pot all over the table, walls, and floor. They even had the audacity to ask me if I ordered enough air mattresses for all of them and where all the snacks they are that they like. Fast forward to Thanksgiving Day, they have all been staying in our apartment for the last 2 days. All of the men went to go play football, and I was assuming my mother-in-law and sisters-in-law would help me with all the cooking. Silly me for assuming. I spent the entire morning and early afternoon cooking the entire Thanksgiving dinner from scratch on my own. The women spent their morning on my couch watching Hallmark movies and eating snacks. My husband came back from football and immediately realized what was going on and got in the kitchen to help me and then asked/told his family to come and help. They responded with various excuses ranging from, I'm a guest, you're better at it than I am, or the kitchen's too small for all of us to help. The rest of our week was just about as well as you can guess. Went just about as well as you would guess. Sunday, when I finally saw the light at the end of the in-law tunnel, they announced that they took work off Monday and decided to stay an extra day. This horrible situation was being extended as my life sentence was getting shorter and shorter. Needless to say, we did not offer to host again this year or ever. We are now getting asked to host again. I need serious help on how to never host again without ruining our relationship with my husband's family.
Shiz.
Ay, 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 ay.
I mean, take that as a compliment because you obviously did a fantastic job. They want to come back. They really enjoyed their time.
She's like, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
They got to lay around all day.
Exactly. So, I would just say you have mold.
There's actually toxic mold
There's
in our
toxic
apartment.
black mold in our shower.
And we won't be able to host this year.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah. Say we suspect there's mold. We haven't been, super vigilant about it, but we'll get to it after the holidays. And lie.
I'm trying to think of, if you are trying to go the honest route, like what the best situation would be. They don't seem self-aware at all, which is terrifying.
So you have to lie.
So you have to spell it out for them or lie. Yeah. I think you could just say something to the effect of, without so blatantly being like, oh, you guys made this hell for me last year, so no. You could say something like, last year I realized how much work it was to like make all the dinner by myself, and I'm super busy with work this time of year, or like something to the effect of, I don't know, like I wasn't able to take as many days off this year, or something to where it's like, so I can't do everything. Yeah. So therefore, if you guys like, we can only have this many people in our apartment, which again, they're not self-aware. Last time you said that too, and they just overstayed their welcome. But if you just have very clear boundaries of like, I have work on Monday or whatever, so you have to be out by Sunday, that only this many people can stay in our apartment, and I'm only making the turkey and mashed potatoes this year because of how hard it was with our small apartment and everything. So if you guys can all take care of the rest of the stuff and we can only take this many people, like, if you lay it out very clearly, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you could say, again, I don't know the extent.
She doesn't want to do it, I guess. She said she doesn't ever want to host again.
You could, I guess if you don't want them maybe staying at your house, or if you don't want to host at all. I don't know. But if you want to just take the lesser of the two evils, you could just be like, oh, I'm happy to have the dinner here, but I can't be making everything and have your husband. Actually, your husband should be saying this to the family. Like, it was a lot for her last year. She was cooking a lot, and I think we can have the dinner here. We'll have it set up for you if you guys want to arrive at 2.
Yeah.
And then, but we can't have people staying here because you are annoying.
Why are people just stupid? Like,
Yeah,
why
they
don't
just
you
don't get it.
understand that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Why are you not self-aware enough to understand, like, boundaries of any kind? Like, oh, this is probably stressful. This is probably overstimulating for someone.
Yeah.
I'm not helping at all. Like, what are you doing?
I think that a lot of people don't know how to set their own boundaries, and they allow people to overstimulate them, and they don't set clear boundaries, so they expect other people to let them cross the boundaries too. You know what I mean? Like, they would let people come get stressed out, make them mad. They're like, okay, so I deserve to be able to do this to other people. They're not like consciously thinking of that, I don't think, but I think that's probably why, people tend to take advantage of.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Like, they
You're like,
I did this.
I have to deal with this, so do you, I guess.
Yeah.
I get
like,
that.
my house is always a mess. My house is always crazy. So you should,
You should be
we
able to
have
handle
you
it
guys
too.
come over while we have other people come over. So,
Yeah.
Again, I know there are only 2 people, but
True.
Just
Honestly,
some insight.
at this point, the mold thing is sounding more and more appealing.
Yeah.
Like, literally just tell them you have mold and you can't.
yeah. Sorry.
You
we're getting
someone else can host it and you can bring a dish.
Exactly.
Bye.
I think that's great.
Great. Love it.
Hi, ladies. Love the pod and always enjoy seeing y'all's sweet families in your content. I need advice on how you both split time around the holidays with you and your spouse's families. My husband and I have been together for 11 years and we still struggle making the holidays stress-free and enjoyable, lol. Fortunately, we're both very close with our families and both families are within 10 minutes of us, minus his dad who lives about an hour-ish away. We both love traditions and want to be a part of both families' celebrations, but it's tricky when everything happens at the same time as the other family. For example, my family does Christmas Eve with my mom's side with aunts, uncles I don't see but once or twice a year, while at the same time my husband's family has a tradition of making a special dish for dinner that's been passed down for years with his aging grandparents. Additionally, Christmas Day is when my family sees my dad's side of the family, with, again, people I hardly see and my aging grandparents, while my husband's family has their own celebration of watching Christmas movies and staying in Christmas PJs all day, relaxing and enjoy each other's company. Every year, my husband and I ping between my family and his family celebrations, leaving early from one to arrive late at the other. That is the worst. On top of this, we're both the only sibling in our families that have to balance their spouse's family's plans. My only sister isn't married, so her plans are only my family's plans. My husband's sibling is married but doesn't have a relationship with her family, so they only celebrate with the one side of the family. I feel like it makes it difficult because we're the only couple that's juggling all of these plans, trying to make sure no family feels left out or that we aren't spending enough time with them. But it's exhausting and literally drains my husband and I every year. I'm pregnant this year, first time soon-to-be mom that experienced infertility struggles. Thanks, JC, for always being so open about your journey. That was in parentheses.
Aww.
So my husband and I really want to capitalize on our last Christmas, just the two of us, before our baby girl comes in the spring. What is your suggestion on splitting time where it feels fair for everyone without it being too chaotic? Is this just us? Is this just something I'll have to deal with? And there's no such thing as a non-stressful holiday season? Thank you for reading if you made it this far, and thanks for your advice. Oh, that is, I think, kind of a unique situation that you're 10 minutes from both families.
It's almost worse when you're so close to them both.
Yes, and there's no other siblings. Because I was going to say,
harder.
Yes, because on Nick and I, both of our families, we're very close with both of them. They're very cool. Like, my parents are very cool. My in-laws are very cool with time and like very lenient and are never making us feel bad. But you just naturally feel bad, especially with the aging grandparents thing. When she was saying that, I was going to say it does get harder the older you get because you want to be with family. Like, you want to be with your grandparents. You don't know how long they're going to be there. So you don't want to just, we'll alternate years, because then it's like, I'll see you in 2 years, I guess, on Christmas.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. So it's very sticky.
I almost feel like it is something you just inevitably have to deal with. Like, also, both Leif and I's parents are divorced. And so we have like
double.
4
Yeah.
families.
No, that's actually crazy.
And I feel like honestly, because of that, I feel like I'm almost less like, okay, we gotta do this with this person, this with this. I'm just like, y'all, there are too many people. Like, we can't possibly make plans with every single family and spend the whole holiday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, it just feels impossible because of our situation, like with so many.
So the expectations are
So I'm
gone.
like, we're just gonna do what we're gonna do, because how could we, you know what I mean? I'm like, you made your bed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You made this very complicated.
You broke this family.
No, literally though. I'm like, you made this complicated for all of us. So it's not necessarily our job to somehow miraculously spend equal time with all these different people.
Totally.
So I do think it is sometimes just hard, and it is hard when they live in the same place. I was
going to say it is, because if you have the luxury of them living in different places, you just go there and you're spending the whole time with them.
Yeah, there's no really guilt. There may be initially when you're planning it, 'cause it's like, oh dang, we don't get to see both families. But it's like, oh, but we're in this state this
So let's
time.
just be here.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you're going back and forth too. Nick and I have done that a couple Christmases where we're trying to make every event and we're going back and forth. We're driving across town, like just to try and get to the aunt's house or the cousin's house or the grandparents' house, whatever it is. And I think it's, I don't know necessarily advice besides just deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like you just kind of have to.
I think once you start having kids, it starts getting a little more focused. I mean, this is our first Christmas with a child, so I'm sure as we continue to grow our family and like years to come, I'll feel even more this way. But it's like, it starts to feel like, okay, this is our family, and like, what is our tradition? Like, it's less when you are a couple, you're a little more inclined, I think, to be like, oh, let's go spend Christmas with this family or this family, because it's just two of you. Once your family, like once your kids start getting older and you have your own family, I think you'll be a little bit more like, oh, we're doing Christmas at our house this year sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even when they get older, it's like, we're making memories for, like, I'm thinking a lot of my memories growing up are just Christmases at my own house, like with my parents. Yeah. We weren't going to our grandma's house every Christmas, like, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think hopefully you won't have to deal with this forever is my point for her. Like, once you have a baby,
it's true. It does get better. As you're saying that, when I was just saying, oh, me and Nick have done that, it's always the years before we had kids. Like, as soon as we had Case, you just naturally have more boundaries. You're just not necessarily because they're toxic or anything. You just have boundaries of like, well, now I'm having to,
pack up all their stuff. Like, it just makes a little more sense to be like, okay, we're kind of with this family right now.
Yes.
Maybe we'll run over, but it is a little bit more complicated when you're like
just
traveling
take what
with
you
a
can
baby.
get at that point. It's like, okay, we're either, if we are coming, we're not going to be running around, seeing everybody in town. Like, if we're coming with our kids, if we're traveling, like, we're going to try and, make what we're doing as special as possible. But, and I think most people do understand that, especially once you do have kids. And now that you're pregnant, though, it is kind of a little more like, well, she's pregnant. So
yeah.
Be easy on her if she can't make it. But the other thing is, like, she wants to, like, from reading that, like, you want to be there.
Yeah.
But you kind of just have to.
I think just very clear communication with everyone, and not being, obviously, I'm not assuming you would be rude anyway, ever. But, like, just being, open. Like, hey, we really wish we could do everything with everyone. It's super hard. But, this year we're going to maybe alternate. We're gonna maybe start alternating years now. Like, we're gonna spend most of the time. Maybe we can run over for one of these little traditions or something. I don't know. Yeah. Like, kind of compromise.
And you can kind of, again, it depends on the family. But if there is one family that is a little more flexible with like dates, like if the Christmas Eve one, if your grandparents everyone can also meet on the 22nd or the 26th. It's like you could potentially do both. You could be like, well, why don't this year, because we're the only ones running back and forth, we're the only ones missing, maybe everyone can do it the next day and then you can do both or something like that.
True.
Because we've done that. My in-laws have done that for us before, where they're like, let's move it to the 23rd. That way you guys can come and then guys can go to her family the next day, and we'll have, we'll just kind of move things around so it doesn't have to be specifically, these things. We can make time to see people.
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
I think the most important thing is that you're seeing the people. It's not necessarily like
this specific event.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, making time to, I think doing it a different day is good. Like, we're going to spend Christmas with whatever, my family this year, but on the 26th, like the day after Christmas, what are you guys doing? Can we do a breakfast or, and can we hang out with you guys that day? That's a good solution.
Yeah.
But it is unfortunately kind of an inevitable hard thing to balance, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
You guys, someone messaged me the other day and was like, I'm loving watching your shoe journey. You know, I've really been on a shoe journey this past year. I've been branching out. I've been switching it up. And as we know, Chelsea knows when it comes to shoes what to do. And I've taken her advice. I've been wearing loafers. I've been wearing pointed-toed heels. I've been wearing flats. I have really gotten out of my comfort zone with shoes, and they make such a big difference for an outfit. Obviously, I feel like I should have learned this a long time ago. But I just got some really cute boots. I wore them when we were at the cabin recently when we went on our little Friendsgiving trip from Nine West. I also have a cream loafer pair from Nine West that I really love. So I'm excited that we have a discount code for you guys because they have so many shoe options. Nine West is one of the world's most recognized brands that defines timeless feminine style and translates key trends into wearable and attainable styles.
Nine West is a brand that inspires women everywhere to take on the world in style, on trend, and it's all affordable, which is really amazing. So if you're wanting to shop trends and you want to do it easier, you can do that with their Need It Now edit, which is also known as the 9 edit. This is a curated roundup of the hottest trends that you've been eyeing, from city streets to office meets to holiday events. You can shop it all. It's so nice, so easy, and so affordable. So take 9 West from 9 to 9 with styles that are perfect for the office and a night on the town. Visit 9west.com and use the code WHATWESAID at checkout for 15% off your purchase. That's NINEWEST.com. Use code WHATWESAID for 15% off your order. That is 15% off your order with code WHATWESAID. Go check it out. We are going to jump into an ad to talk about a new sponsor I'm so excited about, Good Wipes. So if you were here for the traumatic story that I talked about when I ran out of wipes for my babies and I was trying to wipe them with toilet paper, and it was a shocking realization of how useless toilet paper is and how amazing wipes are. Good Wipes are so much better than baby wipes, though. These are for adults. They smell so much better. They feel better. They have better ingredients, and you can actually flush them, which is game-changing.
They smell amazing. They're naturally scented, hypoallergenic, and made for sensitive skin. They have a variety of scents that everyone will love. They have rosewater, shea cocoa, lavender, cedar, and brand new botanical bliss. They're also super soft, so they feel a lot better than other wipes. The fact that they are flushable is game-changing. Honestly, I believe once you start using wipes, you will not go back because toilet paper just sometimes doesn't suffice, if you know what I mean.
Would you wash your hands without water? No.
Exactly. And it's funny because we wipe our babies' butts, like if you think about it. So why aren't we wiping our own? You know what I mean? So if you guys want to upgrade your restroom ritual, you can grab Good Wipes at Target, Walmart, Kroger, and most local grocery stores. Just head to the toilet paper aisle and look for the bright aqua, rose, and emerald packages. They're also available on Amazon if you're more of an online shopper. It's so convenient to just go on Amazon and order, make your rounds of all the things that you need to remember. So next time you have an Amazon order, just pop some Good Wipes into your cart and thank us later. You will be converted and you'll love them. Go check them out. Okay, last one. Trigger warning, body shaming.
Ooh.
My husband-obsessed mother-in-law, who happens to hate me.
My husband-obsessed Oh, great.
Hey girls, it all started when my husband and I were dating. We were both 17. We are only a month apart. And in high school, he went to school about 30 minutes from where I did, so we would drive back and forth to see each other. We spent most of our time at his house since his parents weren't as strict and we could be in his room.
Amazing. Love that.
His mom was always nice to me, but would make weird comments every now and then about my husband. She would say things like, he is so smart because I took him to the library, and would take credit for all of his accomplishments. Those didn't bother me too much. Where it started getting bad was when she started saying things like, he understands me better than anyone else does. He knows exactly what I need at all times. He is what I need emotionally. Excuse me?
Oh, not coming out and saying it.
Not you just spelling it out.
At least she's self-aware.
Goodness gracious.
Like, I rely heavily on him emotionally for my needs.
That's usually the underlying theme.
At least she gets it.
Yeah, at least you're, I guess, being forthcoming. Keep in mind, she has a husband and 5 other kids and is only like this with him. Well, time goes on and we get married, and it's always just weird little comments here and there about how she's kept his room the same just in case he ever needs to come home. And every time we're over, she asks him if I'm taking good care of him and being nice to him. We have an extremely healthy relationship and have never once came to her with any sort of relationship problems. I used to be able to just brush things off, but last year at Thanksgiving, my husband and I were not able to make it. Come to find out, she and my husband's grandma went into the living room to talk shit on both of us, loud enough for everyone at the table to hear. The living room is right by the kitchen.
What?
Well, my mother-in-law started talking about my physical appearance. Keep in mind, my husband and I got married at 18 and bodies change. We are both 21 now. I've always been an avid gym goer and I'm really heavy into CrossFit and powerlifting. So I'm not a tiny thing, but I've also had my fair share of muscle. I also have my fair share of muscle and I've always been that way. Think gymnast build. Well, she said that no matter how much weight I lose, that I will always be her fat daughter-in-law. And that she will just have to come to terms with it no matter how much she disapproves of it. Excuse me, I've never once mentioned losing weight or anything related to it. And every time we eat dinner, she brings up how she just can't eat more than a sliver of food because she's afraid she'll get fat. And then
the Venn diagram of almond moms and boy obsessed moms.
And then eyes my plate and watches me eat. There have been countless comments since then. My question is, with the holidays coming up, do I confront her and set boundaries? Do I just blow it off and ignore it? She started talking to other in-laws about me and how I took her baby boy from her. My husband is a twin and she doesn't ever make comments about him or his wife. It's usually the same cycle of awkward and weird comments asking if we are happy in our marriage, and we've been married for 3 years now. Do I say something? Help. Love you girls and the pod.
Okay. Well, first of all, first and foremost, I have no words. Okay, let's hold space for that.
Let's hold space for she will always be my fat daughter-in-law.
No, that is insane. I just have to come to terms with it. Like,
what do you mean? What do you have to come to terms with? Why does that affect you in the first place? What are you coming to terms with?
She's grasping at straws here.
Yes.
It doesn't affect her. She is realizing that she is losing control over her golden boy. And therefore spiraling.
And she has severe, like, body and food issues, clearly.
Oh, clearly. Yeah, she's projecting,
yes,
clearly.
She's projecting clearly.
She's jealous. I'm not even trying to be like your mom who's like, everyone who's mean to you is jealous. But, like, she's jealous of you and in the position you have in your life, you know, being with her son. And I think that's bizarre. I think that what needs to be done is not much because, you know, you can say... Okay, well, first of all, who told her that?
That they were talking about her?
How does she know that?
I don't know how she knows that. She didn't say. She just said, I think she said, like, come to find out or something.
Okay, maybe like one of her. I don't know who conveyed that.
Yeah.
You need your husband to say something. That's the thing. It always goes back to that. You have to have your husband say something. It will never work if you are saying it. That's just, unfortunately, the bottom line. If you know, create a boundary with her and say, don't talk about my body, whatever. You can say that.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, you can definitely say it. That's
a lot harder to do as well.
Yes, that's hard to do. And unfortunately, it won't work. It won't hit as hard. It will she can somehow turn that against you.
Right.
And make it like you're creating problems. So the best thing to do is have your husband, who has the close relationship with her. Apparently, she should already know what he's thinking because they're so close.
Yeah, they're so interconnected.
He knows exactly what she needs at all times. You need him to say, "Hey, Mom, I heard what you said about my wife. I do not appreciate that. Don't talk about my wife that way. It's extremely hurtful. It got back to her and it hurt her feelings.
Yeah,
and also." You need to stop making comments about our relationship because it's none of your business.
Yeah.
And I will come to you if I ever need anything. We love you and we appreciate you. Well, you'll always be my mom. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's never really, the more you pull apart sometimes, the worse it's going to get for no reason, when it could just be like, you just need to express the gratitude you do have for her because I'm sure you do. And I'm sure your husband does. Like, I love you, Mom. I've always, you're always going to be my mom. I'm always going to be your son, but I'm a grown up. This is what you have. This is what you took me to the library for, okay? You've prepped me for this.
Yeah.
You wanted me to be a husband. You wanted me to be a man. You wanted me to do all these things. Like, that's what you wished for my life, and now I'm doing it. So please let me do it in my own way.
Yeah, and also maybe even being like, when you act like this or when you make these comments like that makes me want to pull away further from you.
Yeah,
it doesn't make me want to come talk to you about any. If I
no
was
more
having
hugs if you say that about my wife.
So toxic. I won't be there for you emotionally. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
exactly. Make it clear that it's like, even if I did have a problem now in my marriage, like, I wouldn't even necessarily want to come to you because of how you're making us feel.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I don't think there's any use necessarily in confronting her I think that would be
And causing,
like very powerful of you and go off if you like want to do that. But I agree. I think it would be better
for the situation
coming from him. And I also think you just need to get very comfortable or like really realize that this has nothing to do with you. Like people making comments about your body or being like, oh, I could never eat that much food. Like that is a them thing. It has nothing to do with you. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a complete projection of them having a weird relationship with food. That generation, I swear, they're not okay. Like,
no,
they are not okay.
No.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
With the food thing and with the body thing and the constantly making comments about, oh, she's thin. Oh, you think she did this? I need to do, like, I can't. I'm just like, you. That is one thing I feel like our generation has like, I don't know. Tried to escape the diet culture a bit. I'm sure we have plenty of our own issues, don't get me wrong, but that is like so generational, and I just feel like you have to recognize it as a complete projection and be like, that's just your thing. That's quite literally your cross to bear. It has nothing to do with me. Keep making comments. Whatever. Like, I'm in my lane. Just say whatever you want, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying say that to her. I'm just saying for your mentality, for your peace of mind, just know that you remind yourself. It has nothing to do with you.
Exactly. Definitely not.
That's such a, oh gosh, the holidays. Just to bring it out with the food thing and the just opinions and the, and the questions and it's just like, it's a recipe for some drama.
It is. I saw this TikTok that it was like when, I can't remember what the caption was exactly, but it was like when you can't take a joke or something. And it was this guy and it was his birthday party. It's like a skit, like they're acting it out. And they're like, this girl gets up and she's like, a toast to Billy, like, happy birthday, thanks Tilly for the cake. Like, I'm sure, like, let's hope Billy doesn't eat it all. And he sits down and Billy's like, he's like, well, everyone's laughing. And he's like, well, that's not funny. Like, he gets all sensitive about it. He's like, why are you laughing? You could whatever. He's like, starts insulting other people. Yeah. And like, you got, like, Billy, calm down. He's like, no, seriously. Like, he gets really pissed. He ends up like throwing. He's like, I don't even like this present anyways. And all the comments were like, this is accurately describes family functions. Like, it's just a recipe for ganging up on people. Or like someone getting sensitive about one thing. That is just so classic, especially growing up with 4 brothers. Okay. I've been there many a times where it's like the person they say one little jab and you're like not really in the mood to take it.
Yeah.
And then another jab comes and you're like, okay. And war has started. Yeah. Even though we're all chopping vegetables in the kitchen, helping mom clean up, it just becomes literally a war zone. And then you're like, wait, we're adults. Okay. We're no longer children. Never mind. Let's all go. And then 5 seconds later, the beauty of that is 5 seconds later, we're playing Mario Kart together and it's fine. Yeah. It's like, oh, sorry, that was kind of crazy. But
no, it is. I just feel like everyone's bound to have like a crazy uncle or like an annoying, just someone who comments things that you're like, please
We
stop.
had a family
member I can't.
come up. We had a family member come up to my sister and my brother talking. And they were talking about OCD and they were talking about mental health and things like that. And this certain family member came up and goes, what are you guys talking about, that fake stuff? That fake stuff was not part of the conversation at all. Good just inserts themselves. And they're like actually having a deep conversation about that. And both of them were just like, okay.
So like, invalidating.
You guys, like, basically coming to tell them, like, inform them that is fake and they don't need therapy and it's all a big, conspiracy. That fake stuff.
That is crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, stuff like that. There's just bound to be.
You just bite your tongue.
Yeah. We need some more family drama. Are we doing a family drama episode soon? I think we
know.
are.
Are we? We better.
I mean, we better.
Maybe we should wait till after the holidays because then we can get then we get the juice, the recent juice.
True. Maybe in January we need to do an updated family drama episode so that we can get all the tea from this holiday season. True. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving. Hopefully you didn't have any crazy drama.
No.
But if you did, please write into us. And I hope you guys have an amazing... Why am I saying goodbye to them? I'm like, and goodbye for the rest of the year.
See you next year.
There will be more episodes. I was just thinking, and I hope Christmas goes well too, or whatever holiday you celebrate. Thank you guys so much for all the support, for subscribing to our podcast for subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen, whether it's Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all of the places. We really appreciate all of your ratings and reviews as well. It means the world to us. We love you guys so much. And that's what we said. Goodbye.